guys, I'm in Dubai and I went to the Alserkal Avenue, which is an art district in Dubai, and I had a wonderful conversation with a few artists, and today's episode is going to be about that. Seems to be like highly individualistic, and it's also like culture, like it also talks about like the blending of two cultures. My question to you would be that how do you do something like a style like graffiti art and like put it into something that's so unique and aesthetically also very rich and engaging?
Oh, that's a strong question. I think just an evolution of a style. Like you're just painting, and then without noticing it, you create your own style, and then I think with experience and just practicing, you reach a level where you're like, okay, this is my identity, and I want to push toward this, and then I'm happy that people likes it. That's it.
My next question to you would be that you sort of engaged in this like activity, like I'm sure you started off somewhere, like when you initially went going about it, like did you have this anxiety whether you were going in the right direction, like I know this is sort of like a personal question, but like did you have an inner turmoil?
No, I think it's an organic process. It was I just wanted to do something that I loved, and I felt this was the thing that I wanted to do. And it just was an evolution, like from a small thing to a bigger one, and it just grew up like that. So it's I think it's it's like organic evolution. There was like no fear. Like every time you have a fear when you do a project, but it's not like a growing fear or anything. I think it was organic. Yeah.
Okay. My last question to you would be that you see this, you see like there are like people from all across the world really like attracted to work. Why do you think is it like, what do you think about your work that attracts people from all across the world?
I don't think it's about my work. I use Arabic script, and Arabic script has this universal beauty that create emotion to everybody. Even you speak or don't speak Arabic, it create an emotion toward people, and I think that's because I use this, and that's this universal thing that make it universal and perceptible from everybody around the world. So I guess that's why people might feel an emotion or not, but I always say that Arabic script reaches your soul before it touches your eyes, so that's why.
To give a message out to like emerging artists all across the world?
Just work for yourself, do your thing, believe in yourself, don't listen to people who tell you like you're bad or you shouldn't do it, and just do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want people to like you on Instagram.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I work with, we did a public event that we had to do for the residency, and around that it was also a way to present my research about memory and space, and how we imagine a space that doesn't exist, how we do storytelling. It was like a pseudo-scientific way of reconstruct something, like doing fake archaeology in memory through gossips and rumors. Because I was working with an idea, with a family story, that we had a neighbor next to us in the building we were living when I was born, but I don't remember her because we left. So around that I was trying to reconstruct her personality, her stories. And it's like a portrait of my memory and a portrait of the location of the city that I come from. So that was like one layer, and it was like a storytelling through rumors, gossips, and stories. And then the other thing was very related to my research here, was like I felt that my notion for nature is completely different from the place that I come from. And here, like, the power over nature is manipulated, is like power over nature, and everything is indoors and air conditioned. Outside is another climate, it's a desert. So I transformed my studio into a green office.
Wow.
So it's like I made also a soundscape together with Mario Vitis, a friend of mine that we were together as a sound designer. So it's like an oasis No
It's
worries.
fine. No worries.
No worries. It's like a manipulated, air-conditioned, maintained oasis. And it's somehow like my in between, it's like a personal space, but also a reflection space for how I felt about the environment here. And they have like one last point of reference. I realized that here in Dubai, services are invisible, but on the other hand are very, very present. So I made like a mind game somehow. It's not a pic, it's like a note. I asked my mom to send me with DHL some presents from our neighbor that I was talking about in the performance that I don't remember yet, so I have only seen the presents. So my mom sent me the presents, but I'm not opening the packet. It's like a tribute to invisible service and to family support. So that is the last thing that from now on, because next week we are leaving, I'm going to work on this idea, on services after the storytelling, memory and environment. So basically that's it. It was.
So, how do you see this space, like is and your personal space turning into?
It's an open personal space.
It's almost like public versus
Yes,
private, you know what I mean?
And in general, residencies are like that, you know. The studio is a personal space, but it's temporary, so someone else will occupy it. You had studio visit, you are coming as well, so it's between that. It's not my personal space, my personal studio in Athens that I only have an appointment. It's like an in between public and private.
Correct.
So I tried to point this with the plans that it's like a kind of a decoration, because nature is used as a decoration here as well, everywhere.
Right.
But much more here that indoors, the life is indoors.
Right. So, at this really great spot in Alserkal Avenue, so I'm like walking around this space, and I just feel like it is such a contemporary sort of a vibe here. To you, I would just ask like one question is like, how do you see, like, this is almost like a very modern space, it's a new vibe here. So like, what do you think about the art world, and where do you think it's like going, in like what direction do you think? Is it like, how do you see the future of art?
I think that on one hand we live in a very global world and in a very global system, that market is very, very dominant. But on the other hand, the way that we survive and the way that artists can live is like through different environments and point of references that sometimes they can be very, very small. And like the studio, close and open in the same moment. And also, through residencies, I feel like it's like a very neoliberal style of living to go from another place on the other. But it's very stimulating, on the other hand, and very supportive for the artists. So I think like residencies is like an environment that artists live very, very.
But to make my question less generic, in that sense, do you feel like today's time with also like social media, do you feel like artists are losing this private space that they?
Oh, it's up to every artist. No. This is personal thing.
Right.
Doesn't matter what's going around. You have to deal, and you have to position yourself in a way that it works for you. So of course we don't live in another area, in another era that doesn't exist all of these things of media and exposure. But always you have the ability. I wish that everyone has it, to position ourselves and to find our personal space in that.
Right. But do you see that difference where like somebody is seeing your work on a digital platform versus somebody actually?
No. This is very, very, very present. Sometimes I realize that I took photos I am taking photos for a display that I did, and I checked the display when I was back home to change it the other day. This is very mediated. Yeah, this is true. Yes.
Right.
Doesn't mean anything if you choose not to expose to media that much, but media are also in your way way of seeing.
Correct.
So it's very to the point where you're saying. I have checked this in myself, that taking photos for taking
versus like the real, like, and it changes the experience for the viewer completely, because me being in the space versus people who would watch this video and have a look at the space, it totally changes.
Exactly, for that reason, for the performance that we did, we had photos and no video documentation.
Okay.
because it was like a way that how you experience
Right.
the thing. But we will do here before I leave. We will do a recording with.
Art is so much to do with the ability to emote, you know. And when you're not really physically out there, it sort of changes, right? Like you as an artist feel that difference.
Sometimes it's annoying.
No, it's not. It's just
It's part of the game.
definitely it's nice. It's weird that you say it because you know we're
No,
now
I'm
not
joking.
like why are we like so weird with nature?
But this is my favorite. You can touch
Touch it?
Yes.
Oh, it's got that
Like velvet.
Yeah.
No, it depends what you're asking. Like it's I am in between.
You are in between, and like you are because you know there is this like change of dialogue that suddenly happens when you're within a space, and there is something that you experience.
But it's about this location also.
Right, exactly.
It's about also the thing is the game is we can point it like that.
Yeah. So much for doing this for us.
No, you're very kind.
No,
Thanks for
thank you
coming.
very much. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.